Welcome back. This is Adwicta, and we're doing the Lightforge Arena Tier List Valuation podcast stream YouTube video. Um, Something that'll really help us out if you've listened to this far deep. You're like 4 hours in? I don't know. It's been a while. But it would be really helpful if you tell your friends about us, about the Lightforge podcast or the tier list or our YouTube channels. We do Arena and Battlegrounds, and we have a Twitch channel. I'm sure you know all that, and so if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like. This is all stuff that we don't do enough. Like, we don't ask people for this enough because we're terrible content creators, and not entirely professional at this. But please do that; it'll really help us out. Thank you, and always thank you to our supporters from Twitch, subs and patrons.
Yes.
Okay. That being said, we are now at Hunters, which is, like we said, we stepped this up in Druids before. This is going to be one of the most exciting classes in the next expansion, no matter what kind of players you are. And I know some people love Hunters and some people do not like Hunters, but I think there's a little bit of everything in here for people going into the next expansion. Do you want to start with the first one, or is it too boring and you want me to do the first one?
No. Actually, no, you do it.
So the best card in Hunter is super boring. Don't worry, it's going to get way more exciting after this. It is the best card in Hunter. Like, the best card in Hunter. As in, there's no card in Hunter that is better than this card. Other cards don't even come close. So something
we're not talking about like legendaries.
Yeah, we're not talking about legendaries. But so we're looking at one of the new bars that we should look at is Faceless Corruptor, right? That's the neutral card that will define the meta. It's the 5 mana 5/4 rush battlecry, transform one of your minions into a copy of this. So it's insanely good. It is 189 in Hunter. It's a little bit different score in each class, but it's about here in each. So any card that beats this is going to be super interesting. And there's one card in Hunter that beats this. It is a Primordial Explorer. It's just really boring. So it's an Emperor Cobra, but it's a dragon instead of a beast. And
which is worth more in this expansion.
Which is worth way more in this expansion. And Battle Cry, discover a dragon. So we talked about in Druid, there was the which Explorer was in Druid? The Emerald Explorer. In Hunter, you have the Primordial Explorer, which is even better than the Emerald Explorer.
This card is just pretty dumb. I mean, let's look at it. What is a 2/3 poisonous exactly? It's basically like a 20 attack, 3 health dragon. But whenever you go face, its attack gets reduced to 2, right? I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's like fair. And then discover dragon. So because some people see poisonous and they don't really comprehend how it is. So look at it how I described it. 3 mana, 20 attack, 3 health dragon. When it goes face, it gets reduced to 2. And then battle cry, discover a dragon. That's pretty good. That's like pretty good.
For reference, Emperor Cobra is a 123. So the discover a dragon and the switch of the dragon tag is worth like 80 points. Because you're just getting a free extra card that you get to discover, and dragons are good.
Right. So Primordial Explorer is a 205. So this is better than Faceless Corruptor. You won't see many cards better than Faceless Corruptor, but this is better than Faceless Corruptor. I think, that you guys will probably agree with that. But once we're getting, Faceless Corruptor is a 189 in Hunter, and this is a 205.
Yeah. And just in case you're wondering, yes, this is the best card in the entire game according to the algorithm. Like for this set.
Legendary is excluded.
Yeah. Legendary is excluded in this.
You have to. I know you don't count them, but
legendaries are not cards. It is the best card in this set that is not a legendary of any class.
Mm-hmm.
Like barely so. There's some cards that are like very close, and
we have cards that come close to it.
Yeah,
but
so that it doesn't really matter. Like I wouldn't say this is like if we're like 5 points apart at the 200 level, I don't really think this is better than a card that's 200 instead of 205. But technically speaking, this is where we're at, boys. Hunter card draw is the best.
Okay. All right, so that is the best card for good reason. Now let's talk about the other cards. Coming in at a 189, so same as Faceless Corruptor, we have Phase Stalker. Phase Stalker is a 2-mana 2/3 beast. Good vanilla stats, beast tag. After you use your hero power, cast a secret from your deck. This is really good. I think the only thing, once again, you guys can basically question is this good, or is it just really, really good? It's just really, really good, right? Like, if you don't have any secrets in your deck at all, it's still pretty good because it's a 2-mana 2/3 beast. If you have any secrets, what you're doing is you're not only casting the secret, you're dealing 2 damage to their face, and you're making your deck a little bit better because you're getting the secret out of there.
Yeah, and you're drawing a card. So you basically draw the secret, then you play it, which saves you 2 mana, and then you deal 2 damage to the opponent's face, which is what you're trying to do anyway. And remember, the Phase Stalker is not anti-tempo. It's entirely on curve. Your hero power, which casts a secret, is now basically not anti-tempo. So you're just like doing everything.
You're doing everything. Yeah. So it's just really, really, really freaking good. Cool. All right. Next, we have Stormhammer at 180. Remember, if it's over 150, Adulta doesn't think it should exist. So Stormhammer
so,
is...
just to give another thing, like Eaglehorn Bow, you know, a really, really good card. That's a 175. That was the best Hunter card before this set. This set has 4 Hunter cards above that.
Yeah. 4 cards, guys. So at 180, you have Stormhammer. 3-mana, 3/2 weapon. Doesn't lose durability while you control a dragon. Controlling a dragon is not exactly that easy, but 3-mana, 3/2 weapon is pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
That's all I need to say about it, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, whenever you do get the effect, if you're controlling a dragon, that's super good. A 3-mana 3/3 weapon would be actually insane. Like that's like off the charts good. So that's why you're here. Okay. Past that, we have Diving Griffin at a 179. So very close to the Stormhammer. It is a 3-mana 4/1 beast with Rush. And Battlecry, draw a Rush minion from your deck. So basically, this is like a Shadow Bolt, right? It's a Shadow Bolt in which it can't go past taunt, but it can have, effects with things that buff the board, etc. It's also a beast, so that matters a little bit. And then you draw a Rush minion from your deck. How many Rush minions are you supposed to have?
Not a lot. But
Not a lot, right?
Yeah. Even any would make this card insane.
Yeah. Show the card on the stream.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Diving Griffin. So you don't have that much, but at the same time, even if it drew no cards, it'd be decent, right? It'd be good still.
Yeah, and remember that Faceless Corruptor is a Rush card.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not just drawing a Rush card, you're likely drawing a good Rush card. Because it's either going to be another Diving Griffin, or it's going to be a Faceless Corruptor. Like, Witchwood is not in the set. There's not like a lot of random Rush cards. It's just
or you get the Evasive Worm, right?
Oh yeah, Evasive Worm too, another Rush card. So it's not that like you have a ton of Rush cards in your deck, is that the ones that you're going to get are really good.
Yeah. That's sort of where we're at. All right. Past that, we have Corrosive Breath. Corrosive Breath is a 2-mana common spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion. Already pretty decent. If you're holding a dragon, it also hits the enemy hero. Now, do you guys remember Cobra Shot? Cobra Shot was deal 3 damage to a minion, deal 3 damage to their face for 5 mana. And it was draftable and playable. It was totally draftable, totally playable. This, holding a dragon isn't exactly easy. We went through this, but for 2 mana, you will take it. Lots of times, guys, you're just going to use it to get rid of something. You're going to use it as like, a frost bolt, a dark bomb. Exactly. It can't go face. That is a shame. But Sometimes when you hold a dragon, oh my gosh, man, that upside is real. Base damage with hunters is always important. So whenever you get that small bonus, it is huge. And even if you don't get the bonus, it's fine. It's absolutely, absolutely fine. So this is still premium, almost premium at 142. It's really good. All right. Past that, we have Dwarven Sharpshooter. Dwarven Sharpshooter is a 1 mana, 1/3, no tags. I'm always surprised when there's no tags, right? You're so used to tags on things.
Yeah, they didn't make dwarves a tribe yet.
Yeah. Dwarven Sharpshooter, 1 mana, 1/3. Your hero power can target minions. 113 is pretty good, guys. Like, I think some people might look at this and be like, oh, it should be way higher.
People think this card is like the most amazing thing ever. And you gotta realize that as a hunter, when you're using your hero power, you generally want to target the opponent's face.
Yeah. Now, it does have applicability because if you drop this on 1, your hero power kind of, it's good on turn 2, which is why it's so high. It's held back by its small stats, right? And it's also held back by the fact that it's like, it's not a beast, it's not anything, but it's like, it's better than an arcane shot. And if you ask me, it's like, would you prefer this or an arcane shot? It's pretty close, right? Arcane shot is at a 111, Dwarven Sharpshooter is at a 113. So whenever I look at that, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of fair. That's like sort of where I expect it to be. So that is Dwarven Sharpshooter. I've talked enough. Talk about the rest of the cards.
Oh, giving me the bad hunter cards. Two bad hunter cards that remain that we haven't even talked. Okay, so you know how Dwarven Sharpshooter is a 113, so it's basically a Yeti in our book. Well, the next hunter card I haven't found yet, but I'm already at 70 and still going down. So I'm guessing that it is very, very low. Okay, here we go. Toxic Reinforcements. That's the next one. 1 mana, side quest. Use your hero power 3 times. So, and the reward is it summons 3 1/1 leper gnomes. So that means the leper gnomes can't die basically until 4 turns after this. And it's also just 3 leper gnomes, which really for 1 mana, if you're looking at tempo wise, you should just get 2 of them anyway, right? That's like Lost in the Jungle. And instead you're delaying this 4 freaking turns to get it. It's basically a really, really, really lame delayed, like, reach gambit.
Very delayed. Yeah. Extraordinarily delayed. But it's only held, like, it still reaches a score of 47 because base damage matters in Hunter.
Yep.
If this card were in, like, Mage.
Oh, God, it would be nothing.
It would actually be nothing, right? Like it would be nothing. So
speaking of nothing, let's look at our last card. This is another side quest. It is from Hunter, and it is a rare side quest. So thankfully, you'll see it less frequently than the other side quests. Never pick this card. It's called Clear the Way. 1 mana, side quest, summon 3 rush minions. Reward, summon a 4/4 griffin with rush.
Why isn't the reward better?
You will not summon 3 rush minions over the course of the game. I think that's kind of
also
it.
Can it be a 4/4 with charge? Like can we?
But then it gets rid of the theme. You're rushing. It's all rushing. Bad. Can it be like summon 3 4/4s with rush?
I think that would. Oh. I don't know. Anyways, we don't have to talk about it. It is what it is, and what it is bad.
Yes, right? It's worth 0. As in, we don't think this will ever trigger. You will never want to spend even 1 mana on it, so it is not worth anything.
Right. And like Adwicta says, 0 doesn't mean like 0/0 in the way.
It's not absolute 0 anymore. It's really close though, and I can't tell you what's absolute 0 because it actually changes per class, per situation now.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about legendaries. And Hunter gets 2 really good legendaries. This is one of the best cards in the game. Good. We're talking about...
So where we were talking about the best card in the game, and I was like, oh, legendaries don't count. Now we're talking about the best card in the game from the Descent of Dragons, counting legendaries.
Yeah. We're talking about Veranus. 6 mana, 7/6 dragon. You're not giving up stats. This is an inverted Boulderfist Ogre with a Dragon tag. Battle Cry, change the health of all enemy minions to 1. So Hunter's Mark costs 2 mana. You get as many Hunter's Marks as you want, and you get a dragon. You don't give up any stats for it. That's why it's a 228. It's insane. It's game-breakingly insane. 228 is stupidly high, okay? Not many cards go over 200. This clears 200 easily. Yeah. So like, if you guys look at the difference between a 100 rated card versus a 128 rated card, that's the gap between a 200 rated card and a 228 rated. Like, we're saying that this is like astronomically good. And I think that is fair. I don't think anyone would look at this and be like, well, it's only pretty good.
No, it's an on-curve card with a board clear attached to it, single-sided.
Yeah, this is like
game and a dragon
good
for you to hold in your hand.
Yeah, I can't believe you give up no stats. I really can't. I don't understand why this is like a 6/5 or I don't know, a 5/6, right?
Or a 6/6 to like tokenly give up a stat.
I don't understand, but we are where we are, and this thing is ridiculous. Okay, now we're going on to a card that is only ridiculous, not ridiculous. We're going to Dragonbane, which is actually a mech. 4 mana, 3/5 mech. It is a 152. So, according to Adwicta, should not exist, but nothing compared to Veranus.
I mean, at this point in Hunter, should not exist. It's just like, oh, it was in this set? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it either should not exist because it's way too good, or it should not exist because it's totally worthless in the arena.
I know. 4 mana, 3/5 mech. After you use your hero power, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. It's really good. You give up 1 stat. 152 is really high. I don't want you guys to forget that 152 is really high. 152 is really high, okay? Don't get too accustomed to that. It's really good. So you basically turn your hero power into 2 mana, deal 2 damage face, deal 5 damage randomly elsewhere. You do give up a stat. You can't control where the 5 damage goes. It's redeemed by the fact that 5 damage is a lot. I don't know if you guys knew this, but 5 damage is a lot of damage. And
especially
also
when you only have 30 health.
Yeah.
And you used a hero power, so that's 7 damage, not 5.
Yeah. So the problem is sometimes you want to go face. It won't hit face. Sometimes it'll hit a 1/1. Sometimes you want it to hit a minion, but it'll go face. That being said, it's a 152. Taking that into account. So with the RNG in account and with the fact that it's still missing a stat, it is still a 152. So that's how good it is.
It is ridiculous.
Really, really good.
Yep. All right. So that's Hunter, guys. There's a lot of ridiculous cards. Like a lot of ridiculous cards. And they do different things. But the important thing about all of these ridiculous cards is that none of them are actually tempo positive. Primordial Explorer, well, okay, none of the non-legendary ones are actually tempo positive. Primordial Explorer is just a Cobra. Phase Stalker's just a 2/3, and you have to use 2 mana to gain no tempo with your hero power in order to get a secret, and that's like normal secret tempos. You're not gaining any tempo with that. You know, Stormhammer, I guess it gains tempo, but like all weapons do, right? So it just gains tempo way later. Diving Griffin doesn't gain tempo. You just draw a rush minion from your deck. That's adding card advantage. So you have a bunch of insane... Oh, Corrosive Breath, even their breath card, right? That's just a Dark Bomb. It doesn't gain tempo. It deals face damage. So all of these freaking ridiculous cards that are really, really good. Dwarven Sharpshooter, you have to spend 2 mana to deal 2 damage, right? With your hero power, even though you convert it. Nothing gives you tempo. You have a whole ridiculous busted set of Hunter cards that does not give you tempo. What am I thinking of when I hear that? I'm thinking of what they did to Hunter 2 years ago with like that whole time when they were just like, oh, we can't print any tempo cards for hunters, so here's a bunch of busted card advantage cards, and then hunter became the card advantage class. Like literally the best class for card advantage was hunter for quite a while in the arena.
Topped off with in constructing like Deathstalker Rexar, right? That was the epitome of them being like hunters are card advantage. Like let's just forget about this hero power thing. Yeah. They are all about card advantage. And yeah, like it really reached its epoch with Deathstalker Rexar and limitless card advantage, limitless value generation. And ever since then, yeah, Blizzard goes in this direction. And that's sort of my disappointment. Like, if you told me that hunters would get this amount of good cards, I'd be really excited. But, seeing what cards they are, it's like, for how good Veranus is, if you're not able to capitalize on it, that's bad. That's dangerous, right? Because hunters have actually always had really good cards. It's their inflexibility. And it really depends on, it's like, what do you win as with a hunter? You don't win with Veranus. Like, that's how you close. You really win with the alley cats, with the jeweled macaws, the crackling razor maws. Those are actually what propels you to win most of the time. So it's great that you have something like Diving Griffin. Like, it's a great card. It's great that you have something, if you're lucky enough to draft a Veranus, it's ridiculous. I mean, just read the card. But if you're looking at how hunters traditionally win, and then if you look at all the cards that they added, they were very strategic with it. Hunter is not overpowered with these additions, not how it's currently constructed. It's good. You want to play mid-range. I don't think they have the current tools to play sort of
if you look at the aggressive cards, you have Spring Paw and that's it. You have no other like even outside of this set. This set really just like did not give like this wild rotation really just did not give hunters the tools it needs to be super aggressive.
I'm pretty sad. Yeah.
But like that doesn't mean you don't go face. Like you still have a million good cards, and a lot of them will incidentally turn into like face damage, or like you find a big turn and you swing face and you end the game. Your hero power is still relevant. It's just not your like only win condition and defined gameplay, right? That's why you're a mid-range hunter. You do mid-rangey stuff. You could win card advantage because you have more card advantage than anyone else outside of like Warlock. You could win just like a face game if your opponent is too slow, because you're doing normal tempo stuff. None of this stuff is anti-tempo, just normal tempo. So you could very well end up with a really good tempo board that lets you push face damage, and you'll have some reach cards that finish it off in addition to your hero power. Or you can just win the mid-range game and end up with like 12 damage on the board that one turn you're like, well, he has 20 health, I have 12 damage with the hero power. I'll just swing face, use the hero power. Is he gonna like make sure he never takes any damage from this point on and clears my board and does whatever? Right? He's not gonna do that. You're good. So mid-range hunter is extremely flexible, and what this like set of cards has done is made mid-range hunter not only flexible but also just super powerful. Like when we were saying like, oh, it's polarized, right? You gotta have a lot of card advantage, or you don't, and you have to go face. With hunter, you do both. Like, Hunter's the one class, well, it's not one, we'll get to other classes that make it work too, but where you can be mid-range while still getting as much card advantage as anyone else and still being able to push face. You have the best of all worlds. This is going to be not just a very good class to play, but a very fun class to play if you like flexibility.
Fun is,
Like, hunters...
There's different definitions.
Hunters are becoming... You're gonna hate this. Hunters are becoming like Druid.
Yeah, I know. It's sad, man.
Like, just a better version of Druid.
I know. Okay, so that's Hunters. Tons of good cards. That's all I have to say about it. All right, let us thank everyone in chat right now. Thank you guys for watching, especially those EU viewers. It's very late. You guys should probably get some sleep. But thank you for not sleeping and giving us views and disagreeing with us on card values. So, and also thank you guys if you guys are watching this on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who downloaded the podcast. We appreciate you guys. Next, we're going to talk about Mage. What is Mage? What did they get? Are they any good? We will answer that.
All I know about Mage is she needs more clothes. See you guys on the next episode.
Bye-bye.